It was a good debate. It was a debate. There was both sides were represented, and we could see that there's the groups in European society who are extremely worried about the way we produce our food, and particularly the crop protection chemicals, and also they're as worried about use of biotechnology, GMOs in future. They were represented. They made their views clear, and in a sense, you also heard the farmers' view, and you heard the industry that supplies these products view. And so I certainly felt the organisers wanted an open debate. I felt they got it. Now, in a sense, 100 and, I don't know whether there was 100 people in the room, but that debate needs to be replicated all over Europe. Because I think most consumers, if you said to them, if you start using the word pesticide, of course it's a scary word, and why do we use them, and they'd much rather we didn't. I think if individual consumers are confronted with individual farmers like Philip Huxtable, they quite quickly see why they need them, and then when it's explained the processes that these chemicals go through, I think there is a better understanding. But it's incredibly difficult to get that message over to 400 million consumers or whatever it is in a meeting with 100 people in it. I'm sure there is misinformation, but I think it's more that people are, it's this constant problem, and it's something we've got to live with because it's not going to change, of this disconnect between people and how their food is produced. And so it is the easiest thing in the world to take almost any part of the food chain, and when it's described in technical detail in front of the consuming public, they're usually horrified. In the UK press just this week, that somebody decided to have a go at what's in wine and the various preservatives and additives that are in wine. And of course, as soon as you list that there's some chemicals in there other than just grapes and water, people recoil in horror. They simply don't understand modern food production technology, both on the farm and downstream, and so when it's explained, their natural reaction is horror. And yet their natural reaction also when they go shopping is to forget all that horror, fill up the basket, get what they want, get home, feed the kids, and have fun. And so they know that their daily experience is food equals enjoyment, generally speaking. When you're eating, it's generally the nice part of the day, and so, as I say, there's disconnects all round. Their experience of eating food, they're not getting ill from the pesticides in the food. They know that, but they'd never asked themselves that. So there's a disconnect between that, and then because people are so removed from farming. I felt that I certainly personally felt that the case for a EU-wide impact assessment was very strongly and clearly and plainly made, and there's no doubt there has not been an EU-wide, independent, thorough impact assessment of the current set of proposals with the current cut-off criteria and so on. The evidence that the impact assessments that have been done for one country, the UK, even though by a highly respected scientifically based source, which showed there is a major problem, but that needs to be replicated. But in a sense, it is. I have sympathy with the German Green MEP to the extent that how come this has come up so late, and I don't understand that either. But the fact is, we're where we are. We don't have an impact assessment. The questions were asked, does it seem plausible, given that one side of the debate is saying there are potentially dire consequences from this decision that's connected with your everyday food? In that situation, I do think that even if it takes a year to do an impact assessment, it should be done. It's hard to argue against having better information on which to base political decisions, because once this decision's made, given the hullabaloo and so on, we won't go back on it very quickly. So let's take the right decision slowly rather than the wrong decision fast.